Have you ever noticed something absolutely shocking? Every time you scroll through vintage Hollywood photos, those legendary actresses from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s had absolutely flawless porcelain skin. Not a single pimple, not even a tiny blemish. Meanwhile, we're here in 2025 with 10-step skincare routines, expensive serums, dermatologist appointments, and we still wake up with breakouts. What did they know that we don't? The answer is going to blow your mind, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your skincare routine the same way again. Before we dive into these incredible secrets that could literally transform your skin, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button right now, because this video took me weeks of research to put together, and if we can get this video to 10,000 likes, I'll make a part 2 revealing even more old Hollywood beauty secrets that nobody talks about. And if you're not subscribed to Ladies Fit Zone yet, girl, what are you waiting for? We're building a community of women who actually want real beauty advice, not just what skincare companies want to sell us. Now, let's get into this mystery. So picture this. It's 1945. There's no Accutane, no benzoyl peroxide, no salicylic acid, no fancy Korean skincare, no LED light therapy. Yet, Rita Hayworth, Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly, and Vivian Leigh had skin so perfect it looked airbrushed. Except airbrushing didn't exist yet. Their skin looked flawless in 4K restorations of their films. This isn't just good makeup, you guys. There's something deeper going on here, and I've spent weeks digging through old Hollywood archives, vintage beauty books, and interviews with makeup artists from that era, and what I found is absolutely fascinating. First, let's talk about what they didn't have. They didn't have processed foods absolutely destroying their gut health. Think about it. In the 1940s and 50s, there was no McDonald's on every corner, no ultra-processed snacks filled with chemicals you can't even pronounce, no high-fructose corn syrup in literally everything. These women were eating real, whole foods. Their breakfasts were actual eggs from actual chickens, not some microwavable breakfast sandwich. Their vegetables were fresh from local farms, not shipped across continents and sprayed with dozens of pesticides. Their meat was grass-fed and hormone-free because factory farming wasn't even a thing yet. And here's where it gets really interesting. Modern research has proven that gut health is directly connected to skin health. Your gut is like your second brain, and when it's inflamed from processed foods, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives, your skin shows it. Those actresses were eating what we now call a whole foods diet, but for them, it wasn't a diet. It was just normal food. They weren't trying to be healthy. They just didn't have access to junk food yet. Their bodies weren't constantly fighting inflammation, so their skin stayed clear naturally. But food is only part of the story. Let me tell you about something that absolutely shocked me when I discovered it. Old Hollywood actresses had a completely different relationship with their skin compared to us. We wake up and immediately scrub our faces with harsh cleansers, right? We use 10 different products, acids, retinols, exfoliants. We're basically attacking our skin trying to make it perfect. But these vintage beauties, they barely washed their faces at all. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. There was this thing called the cold cream method that every single major actress swore by. Actresses like Joan Crawford, Marilyn Monroe, and Elizabeth Taylor would remove their makeup with cold cream, then gently wipe it away with a soft cloth. They didn't strip their skin with harsh soaps. They didn't use hot water that destroys your skin barrier. They treated their faces gently, almost delicately. And you know what? Their skin thrived because they weren't destroying their natural skin barrier every single day like we do. Your skin has a natural protective barrier made of oils and good bacteria. When you overwash and use harsh products, you destroy this barrier. Then your skin freaks out and produces even more oil to compensate, which leads to more breakouts. And then you use even harsher products, and it becomes this vicious cycle. Old Hollywood actresses never entered this cycle because they kept their routines simple and gentle. They understood something we've forgotten in our modern obsession with 20-step skincare routines. Now let me share something even more mind-blowing. These women barely wore makeup in their daily lives. I know we see them all glammed up in movies and photos, but off camera, they let their skin breathe. Nowadays, we wear full coverage foundation to the gym, to the grocery store, to sleep sometimes. We're suffocating our pores 24/7. But back then, makeup was for performances and special occasions only. The rest of the time, their skin could actually breathe and repair itself naturally. And when they did wear makeup, it was completely different from what we use today. Their foundations were made from natural ingredients like zinc oxide, rice powder, and natural oils. There were no synthetic chemicals, no pore-clogging silicones, no long-lasting formulas that literally glue themselves to your skin. Their makeup washed off easily and didn't cause the kind of congestion that modern makeup does. Even their powder was just pure rice powder or cornstarch. Simple, natural, and skin-friendly. Here's another secret that the beauty industry definitely doesn't want you to know. Those actresses stayed incredibly hydrated, but not in the way you think. Yes, they drank water, but more importantly, they weren't drinking things that dehydrated them. They weren't consuming energy drinks loaded with caffeine and sugar. They weren't drinking multiple sodas a day. Coffee was consumed in moderation, usually just 1 cup in the morning. Their main beverage was plain water, and sometimes fresh squeezed juice. Their bodies were actually hydrated at a cellular level, which meant their skin was plump, dewy, and clear. Hydration is so underrated for clear skin. When your skin cells are properly hydrated, they can push out toxins effectively, they heal faster, and they're more resistant to bacteria that causes acne. But when you're chronically dehydrated from caffeine and sugar, your skin becomes dry, which makes it produce more oil, which leads to breakouts. It's another one of those vicious cycles we've created for ourselves without even realizing it. Let me tell you about their relationship with the sun, because this is fascinating. Now, we know sun damage is real, and we should wear SPF, but these women had a different approach. They protected their skin religiously with hats, parasols, and staying in the shade. They weren't laying out in tanning beds or baking in the sun trying to get tan. Pale porcelain skin was the beauty standard, so they protected their skin from sun damage naturally. This meant less inflammation, less oxidative stress, and fewer breakouts triggered by sun exposure. Modern research shows that sun damage can absolutely trigger acne. UV rays cause inflammation. They thicken your skin, which traps oil and dead cells in your pores, and they damage your skin's ability to heal itself. By protecting their skin from the sun with physical barriers, these actresses avoided a major acne trigger that most of us deal with constantly, especially if you live in sunny areas. Now, are you still with me? Because we're about to get into the really good stuff that could actually change your skin starting today. Drop a comment below and tell me if you've learned something new so far. I love reading your comments, and I try to respond to as many as I can, especially in the first hour after posting. Your engagement also helps this video reach more young women who need to hear this information. Let's talk about stress, because this might be the biggest factor of all. Old Hollywood actresses, despite their demanding careers, had something we don't have anymore. They had true downtime. There was no social media keeping them plugged in 24/7. They couldn't check their phones every 5 minutes. When they went home, they actually disconnected. They read books, took long baths, listened to music, spent time with friends in person. Their nervous systems actually got to rest and reset. Compare that to our lives now. We wake up and immediately check Instagram, TikTok, emails. We're consuming content constantly, comparing ourselves to filtered images, stressing about likes and comments, staying up late scrolling. Our cortisol levels are constantly elevated, and high cortisol is directly linked to acne. When you're stressed, your body produces more oil, more inflammation, and your skin's healing process slows down. We're literally giving ourselves acne with our phones. Those actresses also got real sleep. Not 5 hours while your phone charges next to your head emitting blue light and electromagnetic frequencies. They got 8 to 9 hours of deep, restorative sleep in completely dark rooms. Sleep is when your skin repairs itself, produces collagen, and balances hormones. Without adequate sleep, your hormones go haywire. and hormonal acne follows. They prioritize sleep as part of their beauty routine, while we scroll TikTok until 2 a.m. and wonder why we're breaking out. Here's something else that's absolutely crucial. Old Hollywood actresses had consistent routines. They didn't switch products every week because some influencer posted a new skincare haul. They found what worked and stuck with it for years, sometimes decades. Your skin needs consistency to thrive. When you constantly switch products, you're not giving anything enough time to work, and you're potentially irritating your skin with too many different ingredients. Think about it. How many skincare products have you bought in the last 6 months? How many are you actually using consistently? These women had maybe 5 products total, and they used them religiously. Cleanser, cream, maybe a facial oil, and that's it. Their skin adapted to these products and thrived. Meanwhile, we're using different products every night, wondering why our skin is freaking out. Let me share something from my research that really surprised me. Many old Hollywood actresses did facial exercises and massage. They would spend 10 to 15 minutes every night massaging their faces with upward motions using a simple cream or oil. This isn't just for anti-aging. Facial massage improves circulation, helps lymphatic drainage, and reduces inflammation. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients to your skin cells, and better lymphatic drainage means toxins and excess fluids are removed efficiently. Less inflammation and better circulation equals clearer skin. They also visited professionals regularly, but not for harsh chemical peels or aggressive treatments. They got gentle facial massages, simple facials with natural ingredients, and sometimes light steam treatments. Nothing aggressive or invasive. The focus was always on supporting the skin's natural functions, not forcing it to change with harsh treatments. We could learn so much from this gentle approach instead of constantly nuking our skin with acids and lasers.
Now let me talk about something nobody really discusses: the mental and emotional component. These actresses had a different mindset about beauty. They weren't obsessing over every tiny flaw. They weren't zooming in on their pores with phone cameras. They couldn't take 100 selfies a day and pick apart every imperfection. They saw their faces in normal mirrors and normal lighting, and they were generally kinder to themselves. This matters because stress and negative self-talk literally affect your hormones and inflammation levels. When you're constantly stressed about your skin, you're making it worse.
Here's a practical tip that comes directly from old Hollywood beauty books. They used ice on their faces regularly. Simple ice water or actual ice cubes wrapped in cloth, applied to the face for a few minutes each morning. This reduces inflammation, tightens pores temporarily, improves circulation, and gives that fresh, dewy look. It costs nothing, and it's incredibly effective. Inflammation is at the root of most acne, and ice is one of the simplest anti-inflammatory tools you have. Let's talk about ingredients they used that we've forgotten about. Rosewater was huge in old Hollywood. It's a gentle toner that balances pH, reduces redness, and has natural antibacterial properties. Witch hazel was another favorite, but they used the alcohol-free version as a gentle astringent. Glycerin mixed with rosewater was used as a simple, effective moisturizer. Castor oil was used for deep cleansing. These simple, natural ingredients worked beautifully without irritation. They also did regular Epsom salt baths, which draws out toxins, reduces inflammation throughout the body, and provides magnesium, which many of us are deficient in. Magnesium deficiency is linked to hormonal imbalances and inflammation, both of which cause acne. A simple Epsom salt bath twice a week could actually improve your skin significantly, just like it did for those glamorous actresses. Another fascinating thing I discovered is that many of these women grew up during the Depression era or World War II, which meant they were incredibly resourceful and didn't waste anything. They didn't throw away products after a few uses if they didn't see immediate results. They used everything completely and gave products time to work. They also made a lot of their own beauty treatments from kitchen ingredients like honey, oatmeal, egg whites, and yogurt. These ingredients are actually amazing for skin and have been used for centuries. Honey is antibacterial and wound healing, perfect for acne. Oatmeal is anti-inflammatory and soothing. Egg whites tighten and tone. Yogurt has lactic acid for gentle exfoliation and probiotics for skin health. These simple masks, used once or twice a week, kept their skin clear and glowing without any harsh chemicals or expensive treatments. And the best part? These ingredients are still available and affordable for everyone. I want to share something personal with you all here at Ladies Fit Zone. When I first started researching this topic, I was honestly skeptical. I thought maybe it was just good genes or movie magic. But the more I dug into actual beauty routines, diets, and lifestyles of these women, the more I realized they were doing everything right. Not because they had access to better products, but because they weren't yet exposed to all the things that damage our skin today. They were living in a way that naturally supported clear, healthy skin. So, what can we actually learn from all of this? First, simplify your skincare routine. Stop buying every new product that launches. Find a gentle cleanser, a simple moisturizer, and maybe one treatment product, and stick with it for at least 3 months. Second, clean up your diet. You don't have to be perfect, but try to eat more whole foods and less processed junk. Your skin will thank you. Third, protect your skin barrier. Stop overwashing and using harsh products. Be gentle with your skin. Fourth, reduce your stress and get better sleep. Put your phone away at least an hour before bed. Create a relaxing nighttime routine. Your skin repairs itself while you sleep, so make sleep a priority. Fifth, stay hydrated with actual water, not just coffee and energy drinks. Sixth, let your skin breathe. Stop wearing heavy makeup every single day. Give your skin regular breaks. And seventh, be consistent. Stop switching products every week and give your routine time to actually work. Here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. The beauty industry makes billions of dollars convincing us that our skin is a problem that needs fixing with more and more products. But old Hollywood proves that less is actually more. Those actresses had glowing, clear skin with a fraction of what we use today. They worked with their skin, not against it. They supported their skin's natural functions instead of constantly disrupting them. I challenge you to try this for just 30 days. Simplify your routine to just 3 or 4 products. Cut out processed foods as much as possible. Get 8 hours of sleep. Drink more water. Reduce your screen time, especially before bed. Treat your skin gently. I genuinely believe you'll see a difference, and I want you to come back and tell me about it in the comments. Let's create a community of women supporting each other with real advice, not just selling products. And speaking of community, if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. Share it on your Instagram story, send it to your group chat, post it wherever. So many young women are struggling with their skin and wasting money on products that don't work because nobody's telling them these simple truths. You could literally help someone transform their skin just by sharing this video. And drop a comment below telling me which old Hollywood actress's beauty routine you want me to research next. Should I do Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, or Grace Kelly? Let me know. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Those old Hollywood actresses weren't superhuman. They didn't have secret miracle products. They just lived in a time before we started damaging our skin with processed foods, harsh products, constant stress, and chemical-filled everything. The good news is, you can choose to go back to those principles starting right now, today. You have the power to simplify, to be gentle with yourself, to nourish your body properly, and to give your skin what it actually needs to thrive. Your skin is not your enemy. It's not broken. It doesn't need to be fixed with 100 products. It just needs you to stop attacking it and start supporting it. Learn from these timeless beauties who understood that true beauty comes from health, simplicity, and consistency. Thank you so much for watching Ladies Fit Zone. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you never miss our uploads, and I'll see you in the next video where we're diving even deeper into old Hollywood beauty secrets. Until then, be kind to yourself and your skin.